Hello, I am Tiffany Watkins, and I'm here to do Tiffany Teach Tuesday. And today we'll be discussing the extension of the moratorium and the tenants' rights during this moratorium from the Illinois standpoint. So, during the pandemic, when it first took place, a lot of individuals experienced some form of hardship because of the nation shutting down. And if you were a proactive landlord or property manager, you really stayed on top of things with your tenants and seeing and understanding their circumstances in regards to this pandemic. So when I spoke with I sent my tenants a notice, explaining to them, hey, I understand your circumstances and what is going on. These are some resources that are available to you to help you if you lose your employment, but rent is still due. And during that process, I did have a few tenants who said to me what the president at the time, the governor, the mayor said could or could not be done to them during this pandemic. And I was empathetic and understanding to the situation because at this time, no one had any idea how to handle it or do anything. But I also informed my tenants too, if you're working, continue to pay your rent. If you are a homeowner and you can afford to pay your mortgage, pay it. And throughout the process, they implemented a lot of rental assistance and mortgage assistance programs for people to stay on top of it. Somewhere in this process, some people did not take advantage of it or felt that this opportunity allowed them the right not to pay their rent or mortgage. So I tell people we will have some backlashes, some evictions. We will have some people losing their properties, but a lot of people want because they got a lot of support during this time. And if you were an individual who had some form of hardship, you should have been applying for some of the assistance to allow you to be able to retain your place of dwelling throughout this process and after they have brought things back to some sense of normalcy. So, this is what is happening now. The moratorium in Illinois has been extended to June 26th. However, it is only for people who did not have any judgments placed before March 2020. So, anyone who was in eviction court and the judge gave the owners a possession of their property before March 2020 can now go forward and execute those evictions. So if you live through March 2020 until now, June 2020, without paying any more rent and you were already in delinquent before March 2020, be prepared for the sheriff to show up at your door and sit you out. Now, through this entire process, you have the opportunity to get funds to find a new place or catch up on your rent because they were giving out rental assistance up until last week. For my landlords who had people who weren't paying your rent, they allowed us to file for rental assistance for them a week, 2 weeks ago. So if you had a tenant that was not receiving rent payments, you had the opportunity to file for rental assistance for them. And if you fail to do so, you may not be able to be allowed to receive a judgment for possession for back pay rent if you didn't apply for it. So I strongly suggest you see what programs are still available for you. I don't know how to tell people this. You can't live anywhere for free. other than a shelter. And there are restrictions there. You I'm personally, this is my personal opinion, by any means necessary, I'm gonna do what I need to do as long as I don't have to go to jail to do it. Do what I need to do to provide a roof over my head. Nobody is entitled to give me shelter without me without me paying for it. People, for some reason or other, felt that this pandemic meant that they didn't have to pay for the place that they laid their head. And I'm blessed that I have some great tenants that understands that you can't live any place for free. So if you were able to go from March 2020 into June 2021 without making any rent payments, and you were still working and you have no money saved, there's something wrong with you, because you're going to get evicted. There's nothing that's going to help you not get evicted if you didn't apply for the programs that were available to you to keep you with adequate housing. I don't know, what do you want people to do for you? You want, and it's at this point now that the owners and landlords and property managers were able to complete the program on your behalf, but you have to do the other portion. Now, the only way that you will not be evicted is if you make less than 99. The moratorium is only in place for individuals to June 26. I mean to July 26th. Let me make sure the date right. Hold on, let me see that date because I want to get the right date. June. It was only in place until June 25th. Extended to July 24th now. For those individuals who make less than $99,000 or joint $198,000, if you did not pose threat or harm to anyone in the property. So for those individuals who were violent and police reports had to be filled out against you because you was acting a fool for whatever reason. I don't know why people want to act crazy during tough times, but some people have been. I've had some clients that had to put some police reports out against their tenants, and that is going to be enough evidence for us to supersede this moratorium and have you removed. Now, you in the house selling hair, being past juju beings, because everybody got a business now. Everybody got a business. You got a PPP, all that going on. And you haven't paid any rent. I'm confused. I'm totally confused by this. Now, I'm different. I just don't understand. Maybe somebody can help me understand how you are obtaining these resources but not paying your rent. So there's no saving grace for you if you do not meet the requirements for the extension of the moratorium. In addition, yes, Yolanda, they better pay their rent because they're about to get put out. It is time now. The hen has roost, or whatever they say. The clock is up, the jig is up, whatever you want to say it is. It's over. We opening the world back up. So all those freebies that you was sitting back buying 25, 65-inch televisions and getting your weaves done and jet setting throughout the country and taking all these trips, and you ain't paying no rent and you didn't apply for no rental program, the sheriff is coming. And the sad part about it is you don't know when. Oh, chicken has come home to roost. Thank you. I appreciate you. The sheriff is coming. And the sheriff in Cook County comes on a sneak. You don't know the day they coming or when they coming. And if they come for me, for my possession, let me explain to you how this works. When the sheriff shows up, because the sheriff only moves in Cook County your personal belongings. They don't remove your personal. I'm sorry, they no longer remove your personal belongings. They're gonna tap you and whoever in the house in the property, gonna tell you all got to get up out of here. It's time to leave. And for my landlords who are putting in those eviction orders, you make sure you put all unknown tenants. If you put Amanda Smith only on the paperwork. They're only going to remove Amanda Smith. If you want them to remove everybody in the paperwork, you need to put Amanda Smith and all other unknown occupants. Okay? So anybody that come in there, that's in there when the sheriff come, they got to be removed. They're going to be removed. The sheriff going to pack their bags and they come in with the SWAT like they about to raid somebody's crib. Okay? And they're going to come in. And they're going to tap on everybody's shoulders, get the folks up out the bed, and they're going to take the people out the bed and tell everybody to get out, put your shoes on, whatever you got on. So if you're sleeping, it's because some people, they come at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning now. So make sure your bag's packed because they coming. Because when I come with them, I'm coming with my security too. Because some of you all like to act the fool. Y'all want to cuss me out and fight me because you ain't paid your rent. And I have my security with me if I know that you one of them fools. Because the sheriff gonna pack you, put the little notice on to tell you can't trespass, and tell me I need to make arrangements with you to get your personal belongings. The only arrangement I have for you is by the end of the day, after I get through packing all the stuff in the black plastic bags with my workers, it's gonna be sitting in the alley. Either the dumpster gonna get it first, or you gonna get it first. I don't care, because to me it's trash. Because I'm not a storage place. So then when we come in, my worker's gonna come. I got my locksmith there too. My locksmith gonna be available. My locksmith gonna change the lock so you don't think you coming back in a couple of hours and sit back in there. Even though you trespassing, I don't have to call the Chicago police for nothing because I'm not about to play with you because this is mine. You had all the opportunities in the world to get your finances and affairs in order. Because when the sheriff comes, you're gonna be set out. It's just that simple. Now, everybody want people to feel sorry for them. Sorry for what? If you got any Facebook posters with you in Jamaica, Cancun, Florida, California, anywhere you popping bottles, your weave is on point, your haircut is fresh, you driving a fresh new whip, your rent needs to be paid. Simple. So I can't feel sorry for people who not taking care of their responsibilities. And if you don't have all of that going on and you struggling, they posted on the television, they talked about it on the radio, and your landlord, if they're smart and about their business, they have asked you to apply for the rental assistance program. Now, if you didn't apply for the program that you needed to keep a roof over your head, and don't tell me about your babies. See, I didn't birth them. I love the kids. Love them to death. I used to be a school counselor. That's how much I loved them. But as the parent, they're your responsibility. If you don't care about where your child has a roof laying over their head at, your problem, not mine. So if you don't want your child to feel what it feels like to be homeless or not understand what it feels like to be set out on the streets, then you need to pay your rent. And I'm coming for them people too with them Section 8 vouchers who didn't pay their portion. Because understand, in the city of Chicago, we have a thing called affordability. So if Section 8 feels that you can afford $50, $100, $300 a month based on what you was making, then you should have paid your portion. And if you lost your employment, all you have to do is go in and ask for a rent adjustment based off the amount that you're currently making, and they will adjust it and pay whatever they feel that you can financially afford to pay. So that's not my problem because you got a program already paying for you. See, the people that got the programs can't get the rental assistance program because they already got a program that cover 100% for them if they get unemployed. But you too lazy or you too busy popping bottles and taking trips that you couldn't go down to the Section 8 office and get your paperwork readjusted to accommodate to your so-called income that you're bringing in. This is one thing for certain, two things for sure. I know African-American people have money for what they want to have it for. Now, I can't speak about nobody else. But I've seen it with my own ass from the people who claim they ain't got no money and they pop more bottles than I pop. And I know I ain't too bad off. I mean, I do pretty well for myself, but I'm not rich. And I know with my little twos and fews, I make things happen. And they popping bottles and doing better than I am. And they got less twos where they supposed, let me get this correct, quote unquote. They have less than I do. And they living better than me. I don't understand why your rent not paid. I'm just confused. So we're going to wrap this up. My recommendation to everybody, go out there if you are behind on your rent or your mortgage and get your program to help you pay for it. Because they're coming to take what's theirs back. And all of this was just a setup But those who thought that this was sweet, they were setting you up for failure. If you, whatever you was doing, you should have kept doing to pay your bills to keep a roof over your head. It is nothing like being homeless. And homeless consists of not having something of your own that you have ownership of, whether it be renting or buying. When you have to go stay at someone else's place to keep roof over your head and keep you a safe place to live, that's considered homelessness. If you have to borrow some, go stay with somebody else. It's not fun living with somebody else on their couch and people telling you what you can and cannot do, living in a shelter. So I don't understand why people don't keep a roof over their head. I'd had tenants to tell me about they had to pay the light bill, the gas bill, the water bill. If I put you out because you ain't paid the rent, you ain't got no light, gas, and water bill or whatever else to pay. So pay where you lay and play with everybody else's money. Juggle them. Don't juggle your stuff where your head got to be laid at, because you can't think and you can't keep your mind right if you are homeless. That is the first priority of yours. So I hope this Tiffany Teach Tuesday today helps someone. My landlords, get your tenants to do those rental assistance programs. My homeowners, find out what programs to help you cover your mortgage, or talk to your mortgage company to give you some more modifications or some adjustments. Put the mortgage on the back end, skip a couple of payments, something. But you all don't want to be homeless. And as usual, thank you again for tuning in to Tiffany Teach Tuesday, and I'll see you guys on next week Tuesday.